what's up everybody? Roy from the Teegarden Historical Society here. Of course we got Jesse behind the camera. And unfortunately we're closed today on Monday, February 2nd, but that doesn't mean you can't still check out today's display. Of course we got the Revamping history collection. We're going to walk through the whole collection here today. We're going to explain some of the pieces involved. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave comments below. If anybody wants to see something up close, let us know and we'll do an extra video. Yeah, so stay tuned and appreciate you all watching. Yeah, the first thing we're going to show here is the Teegarden Village timeline. Super awesome. All kinds of information in there. Walks through tons and tons of different events that happened all the way from the beginning of the Teegarden time up until present time. We got a couple old phone books right here. Super awesome. We love collecting old phone books here, especially ones from Columbiana County. Jesse's already digitized both of these. So we got the computer out here as well. So next week, we're going to have a lot of the same stuff set up for next week, but you can feel free to watch or look at any of our PDFs that we've created here. All the digitizations, taking these old books, turning them in digital form. And a little bit of information there about the Salem Township witch trials. Pretty interesting. That's a nice little topic anybody wants to do some more research on. That's the closest thing we have to the witch trials in this area. And then a couple 3-ring binders there, some information there about Teegarden. It's been compiled by the Revamping history crew here. And we also have a copy of the Teegarden history by Deborah Bailey. This one there from 1975. And then another copy there of the history of Highland and Teegarden by Anna Jane Lease Daughtry. Version 1 and version 2, looks like right there from the mid-90s, 1996. And then some other information that we compiled from the National Archives and the Library of Congress. And some interesting information here about the soil makeup of Teegarden, in case anybody ever wants to know what kind of soil they have in this area. I guess this would be pretty helpful if you're a farmer, or if you're going to be doing any kind of digging. Yeah, so useful information right there, super awesome. Again, we appreciate everybody watching so far. Leave comments below if you have any interest in any of the stuff you've seen so far. Some other information there about Columbiana County. All right, we also have a book there, The Descendants of Abraham Teegarden, sent to us from some of the Teegardens in Arizona down there. Super awesome, huge book there, tons of information, genealogy. Also an 1850s census, Columbiana County. Teegarden Historical Society recently digitized that book. It's definitely available for free. Anybody who wants a copy of that, get a hold of us. We can get you a PDF right there, get you the digital version of this. Yes, we appreciate everybody watching so far. If anybody has any comments or anything, leave them below. We'll do our best to respond. Yeah, and anything that individually looks awesome, let us know. Some of our postcard collection. Yeah, we love collecting postcards right here at the Teegarden Historical Society. See the block of them down here actually have Teegarden postmarks. Which I don't know if I'll pull this one up here, see if you can see that a little closer. You can see right there, it's been marked Teegarden, Ohio, 1883. And then these other Teegarden postcards, most of these are unused, but we still collect even the unused ones. Super awesome. Except for the one up there, we got the Ohio covered bridges. That one there was actually used and sent to somebody. Again, if you ever come down on a Monday when we're open, and there's not so much snow, you can feel free to look through these postcards. You can see some of the writings on the back, some of the stories people were leaving. Great information right there. You can use them for stuff like genealogy or just building up information about Teegarden. Over on the right side here, we have a lot of Sheldon's Grove postcards. Again, Sheldon's Grove was a pretty popular tourist attraction back in the day. Another interesting postcard here. It's got a lot of writing on it. Yeah, it's always nice seeing a stamp right there. This one postmarked in Salem. And we got a little stack of maps up here too. Great information right there. Again, if you ever come out here on a Monday when we're open, you can feel free to look at some of these maps. you know what you're looking at, you can see some of the property owners of different time periods. And plus we have tons more maps. Again, it's hard to tell which ones to point out. Of course, we got the little parrot there to represent some of the tourism that was going on there at Sheldon's Grove. I think they're trying to create a tropical environment. Goes right along with the Honolulu Conservatory of Music. And actually we found this sign, this little poster right here when we were looking through the Uriah Teegarden barn. Of course, growing up, to us it was the Grandma and Grandpa Davis barn. We had no idea there was any kind of significance to it, but later we would find out this was owned by the Teegarden family. Pretty awesome barn. We've gotten to dig through it ever since we were kids. We've climbed through this thing and you can see it's getting pretty dilapidated now. Well past its prime, but we've collected some of these items out of the barn over the years. Of course, the barn itself is the Pennsylvania standard style. Pretty common in this part of Ohio. Of course, the Teegardens, the black ledges, they all came from Pennsylvania, and they're gonna build the kind of barns they know about. We found a Pepsi bottle. Again, I'm not exactly sure how old this bottle is. If anybody knows more information about old bottles, feel free to come out here someday and check these things out and let us know. Another old jug right there. Of course, a lot of these bottles were pretty dirty when we got a hold of them, but we've cleaned them up and got some of the crud out of them and make them a little more presentable. Then we have a slate tile right here that came off the roof of the Teegarden barn. You can see the thing would have been blown off the roof. Probably broke about a fourth of it off there. Another old bottle right here. Really not any markings or anything to indicate what's going on with that one. Here's an interesting bottle. This one actually says Dr. C.E. McElwee. Yes, if anybody knows more about Dr. McElwee, feel free to leave a comment below. This could be a doctor, maybe from the Salem area. Probably sometime between the 1940s and the 1970s, I'm guessing. But yeah, anybody knows any more information about any of this stuff, let us know. We're still researching this as well. So that's the bulk of what we saw today. We're gonna have this stuff on display for about 2 weeks, so hopefully next week, a little bit better weather. We invite everybody to come out here 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 p.m. We're gonna be out here displaying all kinds of revamping history collection. Make sure to keep an eye on our social media sites. We're gonna be making posts on every site. And again, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us today, and leave your comments below and rock on.